Hi, I'm Michael from Syngenta. I'm here today with Tim Condon, Senior Farm Consultant from Delta Ag at Harden. Last year Tim was one of our Growth Awards winners and was on a trip to Europe last year as a learning experience. Tim, we're just wondering, as part of that trip, what was some of the learning experiences you brought home with you?
Well, it was a fantastic opportunity, Michael, to get to Europe with Syngenta as a winner of the Productivity Awards. To start with, I reckon the Productivity Awards was a great concept that Syngenta have put together to get some recognition amongst industry people for the work they do across the industry, across their local communities. You know, it was productivity, community, sustainability, 3 categories, and I was lucky enough to win a Productivity Award. So the whole experience of going through the selection process was a good thing in itself, to mix with a whole heap of people, and it was a pretty humbling experience too, to actually get up there on the awards night and pick up the award. So
great.
Like, it was a good thing. But then the trip to Europe itself was the highlight was really the group that went with us. It was a fantastic group of farmers and advisors from around Australia and New Zealand, and so we got to really have a good shared experience when we got over there, and to get over there and see what Syngenta's doing in terms of their R&D spend and not just on molecule solutions for the industry, but on a whole heap of other solutions as well. So I think it was a real highlight to meet in Basel in head office with some of your people to hear what they have to say about what they're doing and how they're going about it.
How important do you think something like the Growth Awards is to the agricultural industry in Australia?
Well, as I said, it's a great concept to give recognition to people, but also just the process of then taking the award winners, if you like, over to Europe was to show us what you're doing. I think it was a really good idea, and it's an initiative that Syngenta is a bit unique to Syngenta in terms of showing us the unique things they're doing for the industry outside of, as I said before, just molecules. Like one of the highlights of the trip was that we met with some people who are really working here in the field of risk management, sharing risk management with growers. And I think for Australian growers, I'm trying to get into this, was one of the things I could bring home was, it wasn't really a trip where we bring stuff home and do it in the paddock tomorrow. It was more strategic sort of direction of what's going on.
So there was part of the trip that you could bring home and apply to your business, like risk management?
Well, risk management, yeah, like it really got pricked my ears, and to meet with those people and talk about like the Cereal Smart program that you've initiated. I think that's out there as a solution from a supplier that's not traditional. It's it's something that the industry will grasp quite quickly, because it's something that we're all concerned about. In Australia's volatile environment, the grower's got to take all the risk in terms of dollars spent on growing the crop. So if we can come up with ways to share the risk, as we're supplying the grower the goods, you're supplying us the goods. If we can all share the risk, that would be fantastic. So, and Syngenta have got some ideas around how they're going to do that. So that's really exciting. Great.
So given some of the discussions we've just had, for other people who are looking at being part of the Growth Awards or perhaps being nominated in one of those categories, what would your message to them be?
Oh, get in and have a go. It is a rewarding experience. I mean, you got to take a step back and have a think about, when you get asked to nominate, you got to go through some selection processes and fill out some paperwork and stuff, but actually working through that it's a good opportunity to sit back and have a think about what you've been doing and what your contribution to your role and your job in your community is. And so that's a good process. And then when you get down, as you go through the process, start to mix with some other people, that's really rewarding too, just to share some of those times with people.
So to sum it up, experience?
Oh, look, networking experience was fantastic. Just the experience of going over there and seeing firsthand, like you can hear about it, you can read about it, but when you get over there and look in some of those laboratories, like the Gellets Hill complex was just amazing. You got this old building over here where they discovered gramoxone back whenever that was, and early in the century, and then you've got a complex of ultra-modern glass houses where they're doing double haploid wheat breeding, which in itself is going to change wheat breeding from 10 years to bring a variety to market to 7, so shortening it up by 3 years, so bringing new varieties with new traits to the market quicker, and just the whole molecule selection process that we saw there was pretty amazing. So, yeah.
Well, look, certainly on behalf of Syngenta, thank you, and I'm really glad you experienced, and thanks for being part of the whole process, and thanks for your time today.
No worries, Michael, all good.